Building a Skoolie's no joke, man. It's it's no joke, man. Hey everybody, my name is Jaden and this is Bailey, and I'm currently building out this 40-foot school bus to be my full-time off-grid home, documenting the entire thing here on YouTube, on this channel. So if you like that kind of thing and you want to keep up with the progress, make sure to subscribe so you can be notified when the next video drops. This is episode number 3 of my little weekly update series where I'm just giving you a little sneak peek into the happenings of the previous week or two, and then kind of my plans for the next couple weeks as we gear up for bigger projects to be completed. So with that being said, what have I been up to? You can kind of see in the background some things I've been up to, but let's get into it. All right, the first and most noticeable thing that I've been doing over the past, week or so is insulating. I've got pretty much 99% of the walls complete for insulating, and all that's left to do now with this insulation is to add a vapor retarder over it, and then it's going to be ready to take finished walls. The only challenging bits were filling in gaps like these at the top, like tiny little gaps that a bat wouldn't really fit in, as well as the gap between the floor and the wall. So if you haven't watched my video on how I did my insulated subfloor system, I'd recommend go checking that out. But there's 4 inches of rigid foam board insulation on the floor between the subfloor and the floor pan, and then a 3/4 inch subfloor on top. So 4 3/4 inches of space that had to be filled in right here between the wall of the bus and the end of my flooring. Those are really the only 2 challenging parts of it, but I wouldn't even call it challenging, just a little bit more time consuming. Well, hi there. So I'm gonna be using the same rock wool insulation on the ceiling, but I'm saving the ceiling for another day. I wanna get the insulation in the walls all set and done so I can start installing finished walls and kind of move on to the rest of the build, so the ceiling can wait for the most part. So that's one thing I've been up to. Let's jump to another thing. So here's another little thing that I've been up to. This is my AC and my DC distribution panels, and these are actually fully wired up, though they're not connected to anything that's actually on and working yet, but everything has been wired up. So let's start with the 12-volt fuse block. So the 12-volt fuse block has a little cover that pops off like this, and it has a bunch of different blade fuse terminals right in here that I'll be filling in with blade fuses according to what I have hooked up. And then here's my little super great handwriting on my labeler here. This whole distribution panel will be sending power to all these different loads, like my bedroom lights, hall lights, my fridge, living room light, oven, kitchen light, bathroom light, max air fans, water pump, water heater, all the good stuff. And actually there's going to be one more space in here for my toilet, because I didn't even realize, because it hasn't been on my mind, that the toilet that I'm using actually requires 12-volt power to it to power the fan to vent out. Well, you know what to vent out. So there's going to be one more circuit wired up there, but that is the 12-volt fuse block. I have one major gripe about this fuse block, and it's that this lid is actually very challenging to get back on there, because if you don't put this side in first, it just doesn't go in. Holy, there we go. Jeepers creepers. All right, so let's check out the 120-volt fuse block. This is pretty sweet. There's this little push to open. Pop it up and it looks like your regular old house breaker box with all your square D home line breakers there. I have a 30 amp main breaker, and then I have 20 amp tandem breakers up until this one, which is just a 20 amp single pole breaker. And these breakers are wired up to all of my different outlet wires, and to where my mini split's gonna go, and then to where my washer dryer combo is gonna go as well. This is just a temporary mounting solution because I need to figure out what I'm gonna do to box this off so that I don't just stuff live terminals back here full of insulation. So I just wanted to mount it temporarily to see what it was gonna look like and kind of plan how I'm gonna be, you know, securing it down the road permanently. And that process is pretty easy. That's gonna be part of my bigger video update on actually hooking up my entire electrical system and getting power into the bus, so stay on the lookout for that. Speaking of the electrical system, that's another thing I've been still working on. There's so much to do with it, but I've been in the process of making all of my wire connections for connecting my system together, so I'll show you right now. So I got a bunch of wires kind of laying out to their various components that they're going with. I've been taking a lot of time crimping on and heat shrinking lugs and ferrules and all that fun stuff, and making measurements for how I'm going to be hooking up different components to each other. I'll go into more detail about that in the video that I upload about doing my whole electrical system. I also wired up my shore power inlet, so I have that coming in from the outside of the bus. Let me go show you that. I gotta get a flashlight for you guys. There we go. All right, so here is the shore power inlet. I don't even know what brand this is. Yeah, I don't even know, but just pop this open. You got your 30 amp shore power inlet there, and that hooks up to the inverter on the inside of the bus. Gosh, what else have I even been doing? I feel like I've been getting so much done, but also nothing at the same time. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. It's like I've been doing so much stuff, but nothing is complete yet, so it feels like I'm not getting enough done. This stuff is like a whole new universe to me. It blows my mind how people understand this, as well as like make this stuff, like design and create these things and make them work how they do. A whole different universe of knowledge and ability there. That's not the wavelength that I'm on at all by any means, but I'm figuring it out. Please don't mind the mess in the bus. It is a perfect visual representation of what's going on in my brain right now. It's a mess up here, just trying to figure everything out, but we're slowly getting to a place where things are starting to get done, and I feel confident about what I've been doing. Here's just a little tidbit for you. I thought going into this whole journey of building a Skoolie, I was like, okay, I bet you doing the roof raise is gonna be like the hardest thing by a mile. Not saying that it was easy, it was difficult for sure. I had never done anything like it before, but I would sooner do 10 roof raises than go back to where I was when I was first trying to design this thing, because the amount of time and brain energy and physical energy and frustration that has happened over the last months trying to figure this out is just, I never want to go through that again. Gosh, what else have I been even doing? I don't know. Bailey, what else have I been doing? We've been going to the park, we've been having treats, we've been snuggling. That's all she cares about. So what's really next? Honestly, over the past month or so, I've said, okay, so next weekend I should have power in the bus. And then that next weekend comes and there's a bunch more stuff that I need to do, and I can't actually get the whole thing hooked up. So then it pushes out to the next weekend and then the next weekend. However, at this point, I do feel confident in saying I can, at the very least, start wiring things up and turning some stuff on next weekend. So that's exciting. Once I have all the electrical hooked up and everything's powered in the bus, we're gonna have to have some kind of party, huh? You wanna have a little, what should we do? Like a little movie night? Maybe have a little sleepover in the bus? That would be fun, huh? Would that be fun? Yeah. This is all assuming that I don't start a fire or burn down the bus in the process of making this electrical system though. So, I mean, it's a big if, right? Honestly, guys, that's really what I've been up to. So sorry I don't have more of a massive update, but you know, I feel like this is pretty good progress for the last week. Stay on the lookout for a video coming up of me installing the electrical system and hopefully having power in the bus soon. It's on the horizon. Things are getting done and we will eventually get some power in here. I promise you that. So that's about it for this little weekly update. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this kind of thing, remember to subscribe so you can keep up with all the progress I'm making on the bus. Some exciting stuff is on the horizon for sure. Isn't that right, Bailey? But anyway, thanks again for watching, and I'll go ahead and see you in the next one. See ya. All right, back to work.